10 Most Underrated Wolverine Villains. Wolverine is arguably the toughest of the X-Men with similarly tough enemies. So more of those villains should get the respect they deserve. Wolverine is the best there is at what he does. And what he does usually is pretty violent. The X-Men's megastar was an instant hit upon his entry into the Marvel Universe, and his massive popularity has meant hundreds of creators have had the opportunity to pit the Canonical Head against various foes. While many fans are familiar with classic Wolverine enemies like Sabretooth and Omega Red, there are plenty of characters in the Marvel Universe who do not get their due as Holocha haters. From big-name enemies to little-known enforcers, there are plenty of characters who deserve a little more respect. Cyber matches Sabretooth in savagery. One of Wolverine's former mentors, Cyber was Logan's drill instructor during World War I. Silasper was a vicious teacher, mauling Logan and killing a woman he was interested in an effort to make the Canadian mutant an emotionless killing machine. Later, Cyber would gain adamantium skin over his entire body except his face. Cyber is reminiscent of Sabretooth in his unrelenting hate for Wolverine. Similar to Sabretooth, Cyber has also been instrumental in the horrible things that have happened to Wolverine, such as turning his son into a brutal murderer and snapping off Wolverine's bone claws. Ruthless and cruel, Cyber is a formidable foe. Daken is a twisted version of his father. For being alive so long, it's surprising that Wolverine does not have more children in the world of Marvel Comics. However, when one takes Daken into account, that may be a good thing. Wolverine's son possesses little of his father's compassionate nature, seeking to get what he wants by whatever means. Like his father, Daken spent much of his life being manipulated by others. However, the experience made Daken a bitter, violent man. Though now a more heroic character on Krakoa, Daken spent much of his life inflicting misery on others, including his father, while remaining a compelling character in his own right. Magneto is more than just an X-Men enemy. Though best known for his antagonism with the X-Men as a team, Magneto has done plenty to earn him a place as one of Wolverine's rogues. The Master of Magnetism has often bested Wolverine with ease, using his metal manipulation powers to control Wolverine via his adamantium skeleton. Most notable of the two's hostile interactions was in the pages of 1994's Fatal Attractions crossover when Magneto ripped all the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton and caused him to go feral. This act had a lasting impact on Wolverine in universe as well as out. For this reason, Magneto is an underrated Wolverine enemy. Ogun is Wolverine's disgraced former mentor. Wolverine's healing factor means he has been around for a long time. During World War II, Wolverine met Ogun while working as a sailor. The two became closely connected, and Logan later returned to the Japanese martial arts master to train and learn the ways of the ninja. However, Ogun would eventually become corrupted and become a mystic enforcer for the Yakuza. While Ogun may not be the flashiest or most recognizable of Wolverine's antagonists, he has proven himself a serious threat on multiple occasions. Ogun has used his telepathic powers to strike at those close to Logan, like Shadowcat, and force the hero to explore his own notions of honor and violence. Ogun is Wolverine's disgraced former mentor. For a time, Wolverine spent his days running around Madripoor in an eye patch battling the island nation's various crime lords. This also meant tagging with enforcers like the super strong, super durable Roughhouse, always a pawn in someone else's larger scheme. Roughhouse provides an interesting mirror to Wolverine's past as a slave operative of Weapon X. However, the most interesting aspect of Roughhouse is not his thematic parallels. Rather, Roughhouse is the descendant of Asgardian rock trolls. This is made manifest through not only his super strong skin but also his Asgardian speech patterns. Roughhouse makes the Marvel Universe feel more connected as a series of fantastical worlds. Bloodscream is a random but fun villain. Like Roughhouse, Bloodscream first appeared as an antagonist to Wolverine in his Madripoor days. Often partnering with Roughhouse, Bloodscream also worked for various crime lords. However, he had a special interest in Wolverine, as he believed that Wolverine's blood could serve as a cure for his own vampire-like condition. While Roughhouse is fun as connective tissue, Bloodscream is fun as something unique. A former soldier from the 1500s, Bloodscream became a vampire as the result of a necromancer's attempt to heal him after a naval battle. Bloodscream is a campy, sunglasses-wearing addition to Wolverine's rogues gallery who always puts up a good fight. Viper has a surprising history with Wolverine. Viper is a sinister, competent, all-purpose villain. Originally appearing as a foe of Captain America, Ophelia Sarkisian has fought the majority of the superhero community and led several supervillain groups, ranging from Hydra to the Serpent Society. Viper has a distinctive relationship with Wolverine, as the two were once married. Viper, sometimes Madame Hydra, is a violent power seeker. While she and Logan were both in Madripoor, she blackmailed the hero into marriage but was possessed by the spirit of Ogun. Wolverine drove Ogun out of her body, but only for a price, a divorce. The Reavers are a mix of menacing and fun. The Dark Phoenix saga is perhaps the most iconic X-Men story, and a crucial part of that is Wolverine's infiltration of the Hellfire Club. In his quest to save the X-Men, Logan slashes through dozens of Hellfire guards, inadvertently creating the mercenary menace of the Reavers, a group of cyborg former Hellfire guards and cyborgs whom the X-Men had ousted. From their outback base, the Reavers swore vengeance on Wolverine. Led by former Hellfire White Bishop Donald Pierce, the Reavers came to menace the Mu at large while incorporating some of comics' coolest cyborg designs. Silver Samurai isn't used to his full extent. Kanuichio Harada is the original Silver Samurai, a katana-wielding mutant who possesses the power of Tachyon Field of Creation, something he usually uses to empower his sword. Involved with the Hand, Yakuza, Viper, and Big Hero 6. Silver Samurai is also the half-brother of Mariko Yashida, the one-time true love of Wolverine. While the Silver Samurai has been involved in a number of fantastic stories, the character all too often merely becomes shorthand for another character's interaction with Marvel, Kai's Japan. While his heritage is an integral part of the character, Harada's sense of honor, his struggles with morality, and his flashes of heroism make the character far more than that. Lady Deathstrike never lets up. Of all Wolverine's recurring foes, it is Lady Deathstrike who gets the shortest end of the stick. Initially appearing as a daredevil ally, Yuriko Oyama left the side of the Angels following the death of her father. Deathstrike is driven by a powerful need to prove herself against the memory of her deceased, cruel father. Lady Deathstrike is a go-getter of a villain. She has led the Reavers, created her own supervillain groups, helped crucify Wolverine, and even asked the extra-dimensional Spiral to augment her body. Misguided but driven, Deathstrike is compelling as both an enemy and ally of Wolverine.